Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm pretty sure you remember that right after Russia invaded Ukraine, let's put it this way, okay? Started its special operation, whatever euphemism you might like me to use, would not change the fact that Russian troops entered Ukraine. When that happened in February 24th of 2022, some Western nations spoke about imposing sanctions, financial, economic, uh, military sanctions, political sanctions, whatever. They threw everything at Russia but the kitchen sink. Um, One thing that they said was that they will, by imposing these sanctions, will accomplish two things. One will accomplish less revenue for Russia and that result should resulted in less ability to fund its military operation. And the other one, the destruction of the obviously related with the first point, destruction of Russian economy. Therefore, by doing that, they expected there would be a recession over there, maybe even worse. Obviously, people will come in the street, and because of this general dissatisfaction with the economy and people being they can activate certain how do you call those uh, certain individuals, let's put it this way, that could ignite this disagreement, popular disagreement. Yeah, they could activate their cells, if you know what I mean, not personal cells but certain kind of cells. And obviously the economy would collapse. The ruble was said will be hitting the ground, and well, country will go into financial default and all that, and Putin will have to do what the guy did in 1945 in the 30th of April in his bunker. But it didn't happen. So all these smart people from the Western countries, the economists, the guys that predicted this, they thought in about 48 hours all this will happen. The Russian ruble would collapse, the economy will go like who knows where, and will help defeat Russia. It didn't happen. The ruble indeed fell for the first, I don't know, week or so, or I don't want to say the exact timeline because I can't remember it, but it fell for a while, which I don't think it was more than I'm giving it a month, but not even. And then it bounced back even stronger than before the invasion or the special operation. So this article is from Reuters from May 23rd, 2022, and this is the title: Ruble firms, like this, heading back towards multi-year highs versus euro and dollar. So the Russian ruble strengthened on Monday, which is today, heading back towards multi-year highs hit against the dollar and euro last week, supported by capital controls and upcoming month and tax period. So it's even higher than last week that hit some highs over there. So it says here that at 7:54 GMT, the ruble was 2.5% stronger against the dollar at 58.74, not far from 57.0750, its strongest mark since late March 2018. Hit on Friday. So it got higher. Okay, it had gained 2.3% to trade at 61.38 versus the euro, nearing its strongest point since June 2015 of 59.02, also reached on Friday. The ruble has firmed about 30% to the dollar this year despite a full-scale economic crisis in Russia, making it the world's best performing currency. And it says here that The ruble is being driven by export-focused companies that are obliged to convert their foreign currency revenue after Western um, sanctions froze nearly half of Russia's gold and forex reserves. So these guys froze the Russia's, the countries, the people's reserves, half of them that are overseas. And they talk about a contract is a contract, and the Russians cannot request the energy companies pay for their the Russian gas supply or oil supply in ruble because a contract is a contract. But here all of a sudden they did what, about $600 billion, or how much is that, or half of that? Um, the supply of foreign currency from exports, um, from exporters, high oil prices, and an upcoming month-end tax period that usually prompts export-focused companies to convert uh, their forex revenues into rubles to meet local liabilities are all supporting the Russian currency, says BCS Express in a note. Well, what can you do? They do whatever they do, and it seems like it's working. So what are you going to do about it? More sanctions? Any more in your on your sleeve? No. The Vedomosti Daily, that's a newspaper, reported on Monday, citing sources that the central bank had started purchasing foreign currency in order to stop the ruble's uncontrolled strengthening. Yeah, that's not good either if it gets too strong in the relations with imports, exports. The central bank denied the report, saying the information does not correspond to reality. Nevertheless, um, it says here that Russia's stock index was mixed. Okay, the dollar-denominated RTS index was up 2.2% to 1,272.2 points. The ruble-based MOEX, M-O-E-X, Russian index was 0.4% lower at 2,364.3 points. So the collapse did not occur. And if you speak with those guys who said it will, they say, wait, there's still time. And, well, you can't just change the goalpost or whenever you don't reach it. You can't just say, oh, I said it's going to be in 48 hours. And then you say, well, in the next 2 weeks, didn't happen. In the next month, didn't happen. In almost 3 months, wait a little bit. How long? I mean, if you make predictions, that means you know what you're talking about. And you failed. And this is your job. This is my job. It's not my job to look at the finance. That's not my expertise. I'm not an economist, but certain things are obvious to see when and to notice when they said in 48 hours is gonna collapse, and it doesn't collapse in 3 months. It's something wrong. That doesn't have to do with economy. It doesn't have to do with attention, memory, logic. What do you want? An objective assessment of reality. It did not collapse. It's getting better. And you tell me, wait. Well, you wait. You wait because you told me 48 hours. So I want you to pay for that. You're an expert. You up. So, oh, now I'm listening to you again? Why should I? I mean, you should get fired the next day if you make this kind of predictions. I mean, imagine that you're a finance advisor and you advise me on something to invest my money in something, and then the next day it collapses. Who am I going to look for? Do you think I'm going to look for you? I'm going to look for the financial advisor right there. You should lose all your customers because I lost my money based on your knowledge, right? I gave you my money to be invested, or I got your advice that I paid for to invest my money, and your advice was wrong, and you're an expert. The same here. You said wrong. What are the consequences? More of the same is going to appear again. This guy's going to appear in front of the TV and tell us how Russia is collapsing. And it's not. So why don't you, what are the consequences of this? No, more of this, more of this, more of it. Repetition, Pavlovian conditioning. That's what it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.